You've heard people say it your whole life, have the mind of Christ. But no one told you what that really means when your thoughts start slipping into places you never wanted to go. When fear tightens around your chest, when the enemy starts whispering lies about who you are, and when you feel like you're fighting a war no one else can see. This is not about quoting a verse to look holy. This is not about sounding spiritual online while your mind is falling apart in the dark. This is about how you think when life applies pressure. It's about the mindset of Christ entering your thoughts so powerfully that you don't break where you used to break. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. Philippians 2:5. God is not asking you to admire the mind of Christ. He is inviting you to carry it. 1. The warrior mind of Christ knows who you are. Who, being in the form of God, did not consider it robbery to be equal with God. Philippians 2:6. Jesus did not walk this earth searching for his identity. He never woke up wondering who he was, or why he was here, or whether he was enough. He didn't need the world to validate him. He didn't need the crowd to agree with him. He didn't need the Pharisees to approve of him. Why? Because he knew exactly who he was. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:1. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. John 1:14. He is the child born, but the Son given. Isaiah 9:6. The manger did not create him, it revealed him. He is God. He has always been God. And he never once apologized for that identity. And you are not God. But you are not random. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not a lost cause. You are made in the image of God. Genesis 1:27. Chosen before the foundation of the world. Ephesians 1:4. Called with a holy calling. 2 Timothy 1:9. Set apart for good works. Ephesians 2:10. The enemy wants you confused. Christ wants you convinced. You fight in your mind because identity is always the first battlefield. The same serpent who said, "You will be like God," Genesis 3:5, still whispers, "You create your own truth. You decide your own identity. You don't need God." But the mind of Christ rises and says, "I know who I am because I know whose I am." 2. The warrior mind of Christ does not need a reputation, but made himself of no reputation, taking the form of a bondservant. Philippians 2:7. Jesus did not live for public approval. He did not shape his calling around what people would think. He didn't check comments, reviews, opinions, or numbers to feel worthy. He could stand in front of a crowd that misunderstood him, mocked him, lied about him, and still move with unshakable confidence in the Father. He knew what many of us forget. Your calling is not validated by their applause. When your mind is ruled by the need to be liked, you become a slave to perception. You lose your voice, trying to keep everyone else comfortable. But Jesus refused to be controlled by opinions. He didn't chase platforms. He didn't defend himself to prove something. Truth does not need permission to be true. God told Abram, "I will make your name great." Genesis 12:2. It was never Abram's job to make his own name great, and it is not yours. You are here to obey God, not impress people. You are here to please God and serve people, not please people and try to use God. You can breathe again when you let go of the pressure to be enough for everyone. You were never designed to carry the weight of universal approval. 3. The warrior mind of Christ embraces servanthood. He took the form of a servant and was made in the likeness of men. Philippians 2:7. Think about this. He who created life was carried in the womb of a woman. He who formed humanity became a man among men. He was not half God and half man. He is fully God and fully man. For such a high priest was fitting for us, who is holy, harmless, undefiled, separate from sinners. Hebrews 7:26. He experienced hunger, exhaustion, sorrow, temptation, yet without sin. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. John 1:14. Jesus washed feet before he carried the cross. Jesus served people who could give him nothing in return. Jesus fed the hungry, healed the broken, restored the rejected. Servanthood was not a downgrade. It was heaven's strategy. In a world obsessed with status, influence, image, and platform, the mind of Christ calls you deeper. Not use people to fulfill your purpose, but serve people to fulfill God's purpose. If serving is beneath you, Christ-likeness is beyond you. Greatness in the kingdom flows through a towel before it flows through a throne. 4. The warrior mind of Christ obeys even when it hurts. And being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient to the point of death, even the death of the cross. Philippians 2:8. Gethsemane was not a gentle prayer moment. It was a war in the mind of Christ. Father, if it is your will, take this cup away from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours, be done. Luke 22:42. This is where the warrior mindset becomes undeniable. He felt the weight, he felt the sorrow, he felt the anguish, and still obeyed. Your flesh will always negotiate compromise. Your feelings will always look for escape routes. The enemy will always offer easier paths. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Romans 8:6. The warrior mind of Christ says, I obey God when it's easy. I obey God when it hurts. Your breakthrough is often one act of obedience beyond your comfort zone. Destiny requires decisions your feelings won't always agree with. 5. The warrior mind of Christ moves from victory, not for victory. Therefore, God also has highly exalted him and given him the name which is above every name. Philippians 2:9. Jesus did not conquer the grave by avoiding death. He conquered death by stepping into it and breaking it from the inside. I am he who lives and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore, and I have the keys of Hades and death. Revelation 1:18. The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. But if the Spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead dwells in you, he will also give life to your mortal bodies. Romans 8:11. You don't fight anxiety, shame, addiction, darkness, temptation from a losing position. You fight from the victory of a resurrected King. Yet in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. Romans 8:37. When the world collapses, you will stand, not because you are strong, but because his mind is becoming yours. The mind of Christ is not a church concept. It is a weapon for the war in your thoughts. When fear rises, the mind of Christ says, God has not given me a spirit of fear. 2 Timothy 1:7. When anxiety shakes you, the mind of Christ says, he makes me lie down in green pastures. Psalm 23 verse 2. When shame reminds you of who you were, the mind of Christ says, there is therefore now no condemnation. Romans 8:1. When temptation pulls, the mind of Christ says, I walk after the Spirit, not after the flesh. Romans 8:4. When culture tells you to be your own God, the mind of Christ says, I am not God, I belong to him. When your heart wants to quit, the mind of Christ says, not my will, but yours be done. This is not self-help. This is mind transformation by the Spirit of God. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. You are not your thoughts. You are not your fears. You are not your failures. You are not the lies spoken over you. You are who God says you are, and you have the mind God says you have. Let this mind be in you, a mind that knows who you are, a mind that needs no reputation, a mind that serves without fear, a mind that obeys without hesitation, a mind that moves from victory, not for victory. This is the warrior mind of Christ, and it is becoming yours. If this message strengthened you, like, share, and subscribe so this word reaches another warrior in the fight. Then declare it in the comments. I choose the mind of Christ.